It is important for the United States to present a consistent and credible alternative to Russian and Chinese influence in Central Asia, particularly as China expands its economic and diplomatic activity in the region, and as Moscow increasingly relies on Central Asian countries to facilitate the flow of Chinese and European goods to support its illegal war in Ukraine. Pakistan is also facing critical challenges, but also opportunities. The last time Assistant Secretary Liu was in front of this committee was to discuss Pakistan's February elections, which defied expectations, but also raised credible concerns related to the pre-poll manipulation, internet and cell service cuts, and undue restrictions on freedom of expression, association, and peaceful assembly. Although independent candidates supporting Prime Minister Imran Khan's party, PTI, won a plurality of seats, a new coalition government was formed under Shehbaz Sharif that excluded PTI. I was encouraged by the attempts soon thereafter to bridge the political divide and to pursue, where appropriate, cases disputing election results through the judicial system. However, Imran Khan's continued detention, as well as some coalition partners calling to completely ban PTI, caused continued concern about the rule of law and the rising political temperature across the country. So I'm eager to hear also today from our witnesses about these recent developments, how such political turmoil might impact the economic and security environment, and how the U.S. is supporting Pakistan in strengthening its democratic institutions and rule of law. In addition to promoting democratic values, supporting Pakistan's economy is a key strategic goal of our bilateral relationship. After facing one of the worst economic crises in its history, Pakistan and the IMF recently reached a staff-level agreement that would deliver much-needed support to Pakistan's ailing economy. Pakistan has also agreed to make significant structural reforms that include phasing out incentives for its special economic zones and expanding the tax base to include more of the country's ag sector. While painful, these changes are very necessary to ensure lasting economic stability in the country. Economic and political stability in Pakistan is not just good for the Pakistani people, but for the entire region. Pakistan and the C5 have faced increasing security challenges since the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan in August of 2021. Increasing attacks on Pakistani security forces by Tehrik-e-Taliban, or the TTP, as well as ongoing recruitment and radicalization efforts of individuals of Central Asian background by the Islamic State Khorasan province, are also growing threats. Earlier this year, General Kurilla, head of the U.S. Central Command, said that ISIS-KP retains the capability and the will to attack United States and Western interests abroad. That is why it remains critical for the United States to engage with the Taliban when absolutely necessary to pursue and advance core American national security interests, which include promoting counterterrorism and counter-narcotics efforts, ensuring relocation flights for Afghan allies, and advancing the rights of women and girls. While international donors have managed to stave off famine across the country, the World Food Program assesses that 12.4 million Afghans remain food insecure, and almost 24 million people, over half the population, needs humanitarian assistance. As the single largest humanitarian aid donor, providing over $2.8 billion since 2021, the United States must continue to support the Afghan people with desperately needed assistance while implementing robust oversight mechanisms and monitoring of taxpayer dollars to ensure that none of our aid directly benefits the Taliban. This is part of our commitment to the Afghan people. As we look at some of the challenges facing South and Central Asia today, great power competition, threats to rule of law, economic and political turmoil, to name a few, I look forward to hearing from our witnesses about how the State Department and USAID plan to use the requested funds for FY25 to demonstrate United States leadership in order to mitigate these challenges, create opportunities, and present a vision of shared growth, prosperity, and security to our partners in South and Central Asia. With that, I'm well over time, and I thank you.
I want to focus on Pakistan. First, they banned the bat symbol of the PTI. Then they banned the batsman, cricketer Imran Khan. Now they're looking to ban the batsman's party. The information minister and two other ministers have said that they want to ban the PTI. Those same ministers have said they're looking to cancel the ID cards and passports of overseas Pakistanis just because they criticize the government. So that's an attack on the First Amendment rights of American citizens, dual citizens, and green card holders. And we see in the latest development that the PTI office has been sealed and their National Information Secretary and many women have been arrested. We have an opportunity to demonstrate we're dedicated to democracy and human rights because the PTI is not as pro-American as other parties in Afghanistan. If we look at individual issues that you deal with, they are not as helpful. But they are the largest party in Pakistan. Their leader is in prison, may face death. The best thing you can do is ask Ambassador Blome to go visit Imran Khan in prison, and I wonder if you'd consider that.
I will definitely discuss it with Ambassador Blome.
Thank you. I'd like to now focus on Sindh, to commend, and you should expand your communication in the Sindhi language, the language of southern Pakistan. We see, I just want to mention Priya Kumari, Hindu girl who's been missing after being kidnapped and perhaps forced to convert and marry an older man. We see political activist Hind Yata Lohar, well, at least I can pronounce the second name, Lohar, subject to political murder, and journalist Nasrullah Ghanani, also killed, gunned down. And I would hope that you would direct our office to focus on these abuses of human rights. Finally, we've got H-1B visa holders that are required to go back to their home countries, which disrupts their whole lives just to renew their American paperwork. Also disrupts the companies they work for. You've got a pilot program to say, hey, maybe they can renew these right in your Westwood office, located in America's best state. How's that pilot program going?
Sir, very successfully. Tens of thousands of Indians.
What do you need so that you can make this not a pilot program?
We are already prepared to roll this out as a full-scale program. We hope later.